And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Come on, everybody. Here we go.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Oh, boys! I'm back!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Film Box Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Souza. I'm joined today by my two robot friends who have transferred their consciousnesses, that's the word, into a robot companion. We've got Connor Jameson, Sam Ieski. How are you guys today?
Tired. Fabulous. I woke up.
Yeah.
I woke up at 6 a.m. to finish this movie. So.
Oh gosh, so you've been rolling on the electric state for a while. All right. Well, today we're talking about the electric state. It just came out. It's the newest Netflix film.
Mega blockbuster.
It cost $320 million, the most expensive movie of all time. And it's something, and we'll talk about it. Starring Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt. But before we do that, we got to talk about what we've been watching lately, all that stuff. So, Sam, why don't you kick us off? What have you been watching lately?
Yeah. This is the last time we recorded, which was last Sunday. I finished out my Harry Potter marathon.
Nice.
So I watched Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2.
Nice.
And then I just finished up the Electric State this morning. So.
Very nice.
And I have good old water.
Whoa, some water this morning.
Some water, yeah.
Decent. All right, cool. I'm surprised it's not an Arnold Palmer at 7 a.m. or whatever it is.
What would the breakfast version be? Like an orange juice and
OJ and milk.
Yeah, a nice.
That sounds disgusting.
I know you can mix milk in you can mix milk and soda and make it like a cream soda type.
Wow.
I've tried
that.
It
just
before.
Sounds gross.
Like I've tried a Pepsi and milk before.
That just sounds disgusting.
Well, so me and Aaron, I think I've said this on the pod, or at least I've told you guys. Recently, we've been trying like the Utah sodas, which are like you take you go to like a Cumberland Farms or 7-Eleven or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You get I get a Dr. Pepper and then you mix like coffee creamer in it, and it tastes phenomenal.
Ugh. Nasty.
Yeah, mixing milk doesn't have that same effect, but still kind of good.
Ugh, God, that's ugh. All right. All right, I gotta talk about what I've been watching. I can't think about milk and soda anymore.
You can't think about the pilk.
No. Even the name is gross. Pilk. It's disgusting. All right, well, I've seen 5 movies. Watched Spotlight, rewatch of Spotlight, because I own it. I needed something just to chill.
I think
and watch.
You said that last time.
Did I? No.
I think so.
Okay, maybe I did. So, all right. So, never mind. Only saw 4 movies. Sorry.
Not to be the policeman here, but
yeah, not to be the watch police. Watch The Post. Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep movie about the Washington Post and the Pentagon Papers and all of that. That was a really good one. Then did a nice rewatch of the original Star Wars, which was fun. I needed just like a kind of pick me up kind of movie, and that was that. And then hammered out some films I need to review. Watched Odessa. I did not like Odessa. It was very disappointing. And then watched The Electric State. So
you're on a real heater.
I am on a bit of a heater the last couple films. It was something. So, that is what it is. Connor, what about you? Oh, and I have an energy drink this morning that I already opened because I just needed it. I needed it real bad.
Yeah, me and Aaron were on earlier, and I heard the And I'm
Well,
like,
guys,
you
don't worry.
didn't save it.
I have an uncracked
Oh.
monster for us.
Yes, it's still here.
I'm hoping my mic will pick it up, but we'll get.
Just hold it next to the mic.
But anyway, I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movies,
Woo!
and they all weren't in one day. I did space it out.
Nice.
I did 2 furs in 3 days. Starting off with The Lost Daughter on Netflix. That's a really interesting look at motherhood.
Is that a new one?
No, that's from 2021
Got it.
with Olivia Colman, Jesse Buckley, Paul Mescal,
Yep.
and Dakota Johnson.
Yep.
That is really good. And then I watched the Oscar-winning short film I Am Not a Robot because it was on Canopy, and it's really good. I really wish I knew that it was on Canopy before. Maybe it was just put on, but definitely worth a watch. Then I watched Demon City on Netflix. It's a Japanese revenge action movie, and it didn't hit for me. It's kind of like, it was very much like a John Wick remake to a T, where guy's wife is killed and then he just kills everyone who did it.
Yeah.
But then I went on a real heater. I watched The Conversation with Gene Hackman. That's an incredible movie.
Nice.
Blew my socks off. And followed that up with Old Boy.
Oh.
Because, both of them on Canopy. Again, this might just be a sponsored Canopy movie.
Canopy is
recap.
honestly the GOAT.
Canopy is
Canopy's the
awesome.
GOAT.
If you guys don't have Canopy, sponsor us first off. Second, go to your library, get a library card, and just get a free Canopy.
Start watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have a library account, so I need to sign up for Canopy.
Do it. Yeah. Could there alone, like, I know a lot of the movies they have are also on other services, but like, it's free. They have like Parasite, Old Boy, Conversation, a lot of good movies that you wouldn't find elsewhere too. But yeah, Old Boy, at so many different points in that movie, it hits like, this is just one of the best movies I'm ever going to watch.
Yes. Also, another thing about Canopy, by the way, is that if you use Canopy, you're not supporting Netflix, which is great.
Exactly.
Because I know Old Boy is on Netflix, but if you watch it on Canopy, you cannot support.
I think Parasite is also on Netflix, but it's on Canopy, and you should watch it there instead.
Yeah. Support your local library and not Netflix.
Exactly.
It's going to be the theme for this episode, I think.
Then I watched The Electric State to really kill that, because I gave both those movies 5 stars. And then I watched The Electric State to kill that.
Yep.
And then last night, I didn't count this because me and Aaron started watching The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and I fell asleep like 5 minutes in.
Nice. Did she finish it?
No.
Nice.
We stopped it because Nate started pissing everywhere. So we decided that it was just not in our cards that night.
Yep. Poor Nate.
Yeah. And I, as I said earlier, have a monster, so
I didn't hear it.
yeah, I figured it wouldn't pick up.
Yeah, I didn't.
But
hear
I
that.
cracked
I mean, it
it.
might have picked up on your feed, but I did
Looks
not
like
hear
it
it
did.
into my ears.
Oh, okay.
So the people will hear it. All right, now, before we get into The Electric State, I have a game. We haven't had a game in a while. I got a game for you guys, a little competition. I was at, you guys know this already, but I was at Barnes & Noble the other day with M, and we drove to the Burlington Barnes & Noble, which is fairly far away from us. Because I wanted to see how their movie selection was and what they had for criterions and all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't bad, but it was obviously way too expensive for anyone. So I almost walked out with nothing. But as I was going through the checkout line, I saw a card game, called Poorly Explained Movies, a Game. And it is just an entire deck of poorly explained movie plots, which goes right in line with the game that we play on this show called Poorly Explained Movie Plots. So we're going to play a game. I've got 5 cards here. So I'm going to read the plot of the game, or plot of the movie poorly, and if you tell me what the movie is, you get a point.
What do we get if we
Most
win?
Most points win. You
A
get
big ol' kiss.
the honor of being the winner until the next episode. All right.
We should
Movie
get,
number
like, a
1.
wrestling belt just to pass back
We
and
should.
forth.
If I win,
to
you
mail
I
back
was
and
just
forth to each
saying,
other.
to mail-
I mean, if it gets stuck in Springfield, we'll never see the light of day.
That's you still need to call them and figure out that package.
I have movies stuck there, and it's
been like a month.
been a month.
Oh,
They're
man.
good movies too.
All right.
It's Batman.
I know.
It's a Spider-Verse.
Oh,
Long
God, that's
legs.
rough. They're just teasing you with it.
I know. I just need to accept I'm never gonna see them
You just need to
until like
call 'em.
2026. I know.
Shut up,
That's the
Maggie,
thing.
you
I
found
have
this in a
terrible
corner.
like social anxiety about phone calls too.
I'll
And that-
call them.
Thank you.
Just give me the tracking number.
I will.
Oh, man. All right. Movie number 1. A man tries to get fired, but he is promoted instead. What movie is this? And each of these has a hint if you need a hint, but you get half point if you use the hint.
Does it
I'll
say
give
the
each
year
of you
on
a
it?
guess. I can give you the year.
It has a hint, you said, right?
Yes, there is a hint. So, but I will take a guess from each of you. If you want the hint, if you don't want the hint, give me a guess first. If you do want the hint, I'll do it after.
Can we do a guess and then the hint and then another guess, or are we doing one guess and
One guess.
yeah? Then I
Yeah,
guess
I
get
like.
the hint.
I was gonna say it.
Okay,
like
yeah,
the
the
hint.
hint.
the hint is that they launder money.
They launder.
they launder money.
This is probably the hardest one of all the ones that I picked out for this morning. So
I feel like I'm thinking about this way too like literal.
you might. I mean, you're not.
I feel like this is.
Necessarily.
I feel like this is like a. Not like a. Oh, I don't know.
It's
It's got to be a
I haven't-
comedy.
that's what I was thinking too.
I feel like it's like.
Can we get the year?
1999 is the year.
They launder money.
Yeah,
All right, I will need a guess from each of you.
I don't know. I'll take I don't know, Office Space. I've never seen it.
Okay, Sam.
You know, I thought that I was gonna guess that one too.
It's the
but
only movie that like just
it's the only
it's
movie
about
that
jobs.
Yeah, exactly. And you get because I think he. You know what? I think it is Office Space actually, because I know he gets. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Office Space too.
The answer is Office Space.
Okay.
You are
no
correct.
Because I saw
You
that
are
last. I
correct.
saw that
It
last
is
year.
Office Space.
I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah, he gets hypnotized into not caring anymore, so he goes into that
Yeah.
meeting thinking he's going to get fired, and they're like, this is amazing. This guy's amazing.
Damn, so half a point
All right.
for us.
Half a point each. So,
Are you keeping
this
track
next
of this?
one. Sure. I just know that you each have a half a point. All right.
Okay.
A man asks his guests to put on lotion. That is the next movie.
A man asks his guests to put on lotion. Oh my.
Yes, this one is an interesting one. This one also is kind of hard, but it makes sense when you get it.
Is it a movie that we would have seen, or is it like just?
Oh, 100%. You especially.
Okay,
Oh,
so
it's a horror movie. What's that movie?
What's that movie?
The Anthony Hopkins. Silence of the Lambs. Is it Silence of the Lambs? Because he asked for when he's eating the
Well, Is that your guess?
Because I know he's eating when he's eating the I forgot what it is, but he asks for like sauce or something like that. I haven't seen this movie in a while, but I do faintly remember because I see these clips on Facebook and Instagram all the time.
On TikTok. Yeah. All right, so Sam's
I
guess,
think I'm going to go with
of the
Silence
Lambs.
of the Lambs, yeah.
All right, Connor, what is your guess?
Man, that's his guest to put on lotion. That's what's getting me caught up. Is like his guests.
But if you think
He
about
doesn't
it,
really have guests.
But
He
if you
has
think about it,
visitors.
his guests, he eats. I think that's it.
All right, Connor, I need a guess from you or a hint. I can give you a hint for half a point.
I'll take the hint.
All right, hint. There's a bunch of moths.
What?
There's a bunch of moths.
It's Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, it's Silence of the Lambs.
It is Silence of the Lambs, and the man you were thinking of is not Hannibal Lecter. It was Buffalo Bill,
Yeah.
who has his guests in the hole. And says, the guys don't put on lotion.
Yeah. Again,
All right.
I was thinking about it way too literal.
Literal, yeah. These are poorly explained movie plots. Okay, so it's 1.5 to 1 point.
No, it's 1.5 to. Oh no, you're right.
You got a hint. Yeah, you did the hint.
I was
all
gonna
right.
say Sam has 2, but no.
Next one. An ex-hockey player tries a new sport in order to save his grandma.
Oh, that's Happy Gilmore.
Oh yeah, yep. You're right. Yeah, that is definitely Happy Gilmore.
All right. Yeah, you're correct. It is Happy Gilmore. See, some of these aren't super hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck?
So-
And then you said that. I'm like, oh, obviously.
At first, I was gonna say
2.5
I was gonna say Billy Madison, but I was like, no, wrong 2-letter Adam Sandler movie. Or 2-word.
Lattice. All right, so it is now what? Two and a half to 2 points.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 grown men live together and wreck a boat.
Oh, I know this one, but I'm gonna let Sam try to guess it first. Now it's a strategy of trying to hope Sam wastes.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right. Connor, do you want to lock in your guess before?
Well, no, because I'm so confident. I need Sam to burn his half point on a hint, or at least a bad guess.
Well, then text me your guess then, so I know that you're not changing your answer. All right.
Yeah, I would like the hint, please.
I will give you the hint as soon as I receive confirmation from Connor that I have his guess.
I don't know where my mouse went, so I am just gonna text it to you.
Okay. Okay, the guess is in.
Submitted.
Sam, your hint, they have a bunk bed.
Wow, that's helpful.
This is actually a very
really
helpful
is.
hint.
Is this a movie I should know?
Oh,
Yes.
100% you should know this.
I have no idea.
All right. So, that's a lock in for nothing. So, if Connor gets this right, he takes the lead at 3 to 2.5. And the answer is Step Brothers.
Step Brothers.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in years.
There's so much room for activities.
All right. And the final one here, It's now 3 Connor, 2.5 Sam. The son of a famous restaurateur can't cook, but his friend can.
Oh, I know this one.
I think
too.
I know this one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is Ratatouille.
Yeah, I was gonna get Ratatouille.
All right.
Yep.
It is Ratatouille. It is, in fact, Ratatouille.
Yep.
That means that Connor wins with a score of 4 to 3.5, which is a really close game.
Comeback season.
And that is a game. All right. Now that we've wet the palate,
Take it.
are you guys ready to talk about the electric state?
Yes.
All right. So, The Electric State is a 2025 American science fiction action adventure film produced and directed by Anthony and Joe Russo. The Russo brothers, if you're not familiar with them, have done they're best known for the MCU. They did Captain America Winter Soldier, Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame, grossing multiple billions of dollars with those movies. Since that point, though, they have created films like Cherry, which was a bomb, and The Gray Man, which was an absolute bomb for a $200 million bomb.
Did you do a pun there? Cherry bomb or no?
You know, I would say yes.
Take the credit.
So, you know, a bit of a mixed bag with the Russo bros, especially lately. The film is written by, or the screenplay is written by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, who are, have been doing a lot of work for the Russos. They've written basically all of their MCU films, plus The Gray Man and also The Electric State. They also did the first Captain America, they did Thor Dark World, and they did all of the Chronicles of Narnia films. So, fairly prolific, in that sense. So, and the movie is loosely based on the 2018 illustrated novel The Electric State by Simon Stollenhag. Starring Millie Bobby Brown, Chris Pratt, Ke Huy Quan, Jason Alexander, Woody Harrelson, Anthony Mackie, Brian Cox, Jenny Slate, Giancarlo Esposito, and Stanley Tucci. That is a crazy cast. Cinematography by Stephen F. Winden, which also did The Gray Man and then a lot of the Fast and Furious movies and Star Trek Beyond and G.I. Joe Retaliation from 2013. And Sonic the Hedgehog from 2020. So, you know, there's some
Bangers in there.
Yeah.
there's some okay ones. He also did The Patriot with Steven Seagal. So, you know, oh, and Deep Blue Sea, the shark movie.
Nice.
So, you know, some good stuff there. Distributed and created by Netflix, and released March 14th, which was yesterday. Runtime of 128 minutes. This movie cost a fucking outrageous $320 million to produce.
Probably
And
all of it
doesn't
went
even
to
have
Hey, guess how much it made at the box office?
absolutely zero because it was a day one drop on Netflix. Yeah.
How much?
Oh man.
Honestly, how much do you think this movie makes if it has like a wide theatrical release?
100 million. Easy. I think it's an easy 100 million. Just on name alone.
Yeah.
If they do an actual marketing campaign. There was also zero marketing around this movie. Like, if you didn't know about it, they just dropped it. on
I
Netflix.
just
There's no
I was literally
commercials.
going on Netflix one day and I saw that and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I saw like the screen stills of like Millie Bobby Brown and like Mr. Peanut behind her, and I was like, oh god.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, it's you know, it is something. It is one of the most expensive films ever made. It is actually, you know, I'm not saying I said it was the most expensive. I was wrong. It is not the most expensive. Star Wars: The Force Awakens holds the record with a net budget of $447 million.
jeez.
That movie grossed $1 billion.
Yeah.
So, you know, made its money back. But it was very expensive. The most expensive movie Netflix has ever made. So, you know, there's that. All right. Sam, why don't you bring us through the reviews for this movie?
Yeah. So, Rotten Tomatoes, get ready for this.
Yeah.
16,
Oh, boy.
a whopping 16% for the tomato meter
Woo!
with the critics. And, why don't you guess what the audience score is?
I'm pretty sure I saw this. I will abstain from a guess.
We're gonna do this again.
Yeah.
50%.
It's higher.
No shots.
It's higher.
It's higher.
60.
Nope. It's higher.
70.
Yeah.
75% for
Yeah. It's not Red One levels of astronomical, but it is pretty bad.
nope, 75%.
That's still way too high.
What did you guess the audience score on the Google reviews?
Oh Jesus.
It's a 4.0 out of 5. With the
You know, can I just say, I was looking on Rotten Tomatoes at some of the audience reviews, and not to like totally steal your bit, but you do Google reviews anyway. So I was looking at some of these, and I've talked about this before. When we did Brave New World, I talked about this. People don't understand how to rate movies on Rotten Tomatoes, especially, or like on Google or whatever. Like, there are ones in here, like, here's the one. I'm looking at it right now. From Tom. Says, I enjoyed it. It was fun. Rating 5 out of 5. That's not a 5 out of 5 review. I thought it was a fun and quirky movie. I don't know why the critics are so hard on it. Rating 5 out of 5. Like, some of the, it's just like no one understands how to rate movies.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
here's one from Carlos E. Says, well, it's generic? ? Yes, but it definitely isn't bad. It's very well made and has good performances, and the effects are amazing. 8.5 out of 10. That's not an 8.5 out of 10 review. Oh my god. If there's any critique, it would be that the pacing in some parts may feel slow for those expecting a more action-heavy film. However, the film's emotional weight and thought-provoking themes make up for it, leaving a lasting impact. 5 out of 5. It's ridiculous. All right, anyways, run us through some of your reviews.
Yeah, so this is a 5-star on Google from 7 hours ago. So this says... In my opinion, this is one of the better movies on Netflix. When choosing from a selection of movies, I'm not really interested in or entertained by it. Okay, what?
There's a lot of good movies on Netflix.
I mean, what are we gonna say about the state of Netflix? if we're saying that this is one of the best,
this is one of those movies where I'm glad I found it. It's funny, and although it can be sad at times, it generally has an uplifting mood, which is different from most dystopian movies. Sometimes you want to laugh and cry, and this is the perfect movie for that. I generally do not understand how someone could give this less than 4 stars. It's a great movie to watch with your family, which is also one of the things I love so much about it. Sometimes...
You're about to find out how.
Sometimes movies try hard to be adult and end up making uncomfortable scenes or including uncomfortable dialogue. There are a few sexual jokes, but they are funny. So I'm really glad this isn't like that.
I know exactly who this person is. This person is someone who, anytime there is a boob on screen, they go, oh my god! It's just like, freak the fuck out.
All right, and then I got this one.
I mean,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, if we want to talk about the state of Netflix, if we're gonna talk about the top 10 movies in the U.S. today, number 1, The Electric State. Number
Shocker.
2, Kraven the Hunter.
Yikes, that's bad.
3 is Trap, which, you know, I'm a Trap head. But then 4 is Despicable Me 4. So,
dude, Netflix is slowly becoming the place where parents send their 3-year-old to go watch stuff.
yeah.
To keep them occupied.
Yeah.
Also, I love how it's like every time Netflix releases a brand new movie that they're really trying to push, it always just is magically the number 1 movie on Netflix for like 2 weeks. It's like, I wonder if there's a reason for that, if you're doing that on purpose.
Well, it's not like they have to prove that.
Yeah. It's like it just goes right in line with that whole thing about when they got exposed for like their viewership numbers were inflated because they were counting every screen as like 2 people watching it.
Yeah.
Every time. So it's like, oh, you know, we have this many actual users, but it's like, oh, you just had this many times a device was streamed and you just counted it double.
It's like, hey, everyone's got 2 eyeballs, right? That's 2 views right there.
2 views. They're wearing glasses. That's 4 views.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my god.
Aaron, put on your glasses. That's 12 views right here.
We've got 12 views on the screen right now. Look at that. The Electric State, best movie ever.
Why'd you go Australian there?
I don't know.
Well, it's like, what did Zack Snyder say about I think it was what was this movie called? Rebel
Rebel Moon.
He was like, yeah, I think if this went on, we had the same amount of views as Oppenheimer. Like, you put this in theaters, we would have blown them out of the water.
Don't get Aaron started on Zack Snyder.
It's coming. You better start with that 1-star review because, man, it's coming.
All right, this is the 1-star review. The Electric State promised a visually stunning, emotionally resonant journey, but it delivered a muddled narrative and a surprisingly underwhelming performance from Millie Bobby Brown. While the film's aesthetic, admittedly, is a feast for the eyes, the story it attempts to tell is lost in a sea of visual effects and underdeveloped characters. Brown, who has proven her talents in other projects, feels miscast and surprisingly flat as the protagonist. Her portrayal of a young woman navigating a dystopian landscape lacks the necessary emotional depth and grit. There's a disconnect between the characters' supposed desperation and Brown's often detached demeanor. The emotional weight of her quest feels manufactured rather than genuinely felt. Her delivery of lines is off. This review is basically of how this person
goes in on Millie Bobby Brown. Holy shit.
The film,
good lord,
the film's reliance on Brown's performance to carry the emotional weight ultimately backfires, leaving the audience feeling detached and uninvested. While the visual spectacle might entertain some, the film's core narrative and Brown's performance failed to deliver the emotional punch it so desperately needed.
I just want to say, I can almost guarantee that this person has not seen anything that Millie Bobby Brown has been in besides Stranger Things.
Probably not.
Like, there's no way that this guy's like, oh, she's been amazing in other. And again, this is not a slight on Millie Bobby Brown because I actually think she's a really excellent actress. But there's no way that they look at her filmography and like she's been like this is so out of the ordinary for Millie Bobby Brown. She's great in everything else she does, and it's like you look as like
this is pretty par for the
Godzilla,
course.
King of Monsters, Enola Holmes, and Damsel. But then Stranger Things, which is great. It's like this person didn't watch any of those other movies. They saw Stranger Things and said, "Great actress." Which again, I still believe Millie Bobby Brown is a great actress. So
Damn, Stranger Things started in 2016.
I know, right? I know. And speaking again, I'm not going to rag on Millie Bobby Brown, but I just want to say I do hope that at some point she discovers film, like and a love for
I was gonna say actual
like
film.
for film,
Yeah,
because she's on record very prominently saying she doesn't watch movies.
Yeah,
she doesn't care about watching movies, but she makes movies, and I think. The moment that she branches away from the Netflix machine, and does something with an auteur, I think she's going to discover what actual film could be. And the problem is too, she's been doing this since she was a child. Like she was how old when in 2013, she made her acting debut in Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, which is a spinoff of Once Upon a Time. In 2013, she was 9 years old. Like she's been acting since a child. She hasn't had the ability to understand what's more than just like big time TV and Stranger Things and Netflix machine.
I mean, I kind of wonder if this is kind of just like the right position for her though. If it's just not in her interest to really branch out, get the checks, kind of keep growing your brand as a name. Not everyone's meant to be like the next best actor or actress.
I think though, I hope that she has a moment like a Pattinson, where Pattinson was in mainstream stuff for a while. I mean, he was Twilight, he did Harry Potter, he did this, and then he sort of like stepped back from that after he was in those machine movies, basically, those franchises, and took a step back and started working with actual auteur directors. And now Pattinson is one of our greatest actors around right now. He's one of the greatest living young actors that we have. I think I see a different or a similar trajectory, but she needs to take that leap to move away from Netflix for sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. But I would love to see her in like a Scorsese. That would be insane. Just give her Scorsese, much like he's doing to The Rock. give Millie Bobby Brown a Scorsese picture.
You want to talk about just jumping into the deep end before you know how to swim?
That would be crazy.
That's literally like taking the baby. It's like, hey, you don't even know how to walk yet. Here's the ocean.
Good luck.
Get yourself out.
Oh man. All right, Connor, why don't you bring us through the electric state?
Sure. You got my cue?
Oh, sure. Here.
Always forgetting the cues.
I can't operate without my cue.
I know.
During an alternate 1990s, a war between humans and robots left the world in disarray. The war was won primarily from technological advancements by Center CEO Ethan Skate, who invented a device that allowed humans to remotely control robot drones with their minds. After the war is won, humans placed the robots in a large prison area in Nevada, and the device Skate invented is mass-produced for the public to allow humans to both engage in the monotony of working life and live a life they please at the same time. We follow Michelle, who's played by Millie Bobby Brown, a teenage orphan whose journey begins after a devastating car accident during the war claims her parents' life as well as the life of her younger brother, Christopher. However, upon discovering clues suggesting that Christopher might still be alive from a robot named Cosmo, Michelle sets out across a dystopian landscape to find him.
That opening scene of this kid taking the test felt so ham-fisted to me. It was like, hey guys, you see how this guy's really smart? Like, that's gonna be important. And also, see how he's wearing a Cosmo shirt? And also, like, war? And then also, like, hey, did you get that they have a good relationship? All right, remember everything. It's like, they really just had to really detail it out for all of us.
Yeah. It's really like, hey, we just got to jam this information within the first 5 minutes because we know you're going to stop paying attention like halfway through. So you just got to remember, hey, Chris is really smart. And Michelle is his sister. You got to remember that. And robots, they're there.
Yeah.
Remember the robots.
But then it cuts to this really cool montage of the war and Stanley Tucci's character and all of that. Like, that should have been the opener, was that montage.
The montage.
That was just a really cool opener that, like, I felt like should have really been like how what is it? Is it like 28 Days Later starts with the interview with the scientists about the zombie play? How does 28 Days? Which one opens like that? Oh no! It was The Last of Us.
Yeah, I was gonna say Last of Us opens with the interview of the scientist.
Yeah, like that. It kind of had felt the same vein of like that should have been how it opened. Was that opening montage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do want to bring that up. I mean, this is just for the beginning and I guess throughout the movie. I did kind of really enjoy the world building in this.
Yes,
I think that was a part that they did really well. Just to create that dystopian future or whatnot. Well, I guess in this kind of
dystopian
past.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the dystopian past.
Yeah. Future past future.
Oh. Well, I think too a lot of that credit goes to, I don't know if you guys did any research on the novel, the illustrated novel by Simon Stålenhag. But like, so it is primarily told through images with paragraphs in between, like every few pages, that describe kind of this journey that Michelle goes on. And it's this movie is very, very loosely based on that because it doesn't really follow the same story, but it does set in the same universe of like war happens and this is the aftermath and all of that kind of stuff. There are some really interesting ideas that the film presents here, all about like robot sentience and the rights of robots once they gain intelligence. And humanity's battle, quote unquote, battle against that. And, sort of as a parallel to our continued technological advancements. And, there's some really good ideas to your point, Sam, but like, I feel like a lot of that also comes from the book.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really set the stage, and to the movie's credit, they use that part of the book well, I think.
Yeah.
To present it. But I feel like at the same time that the Russo brothers are just not the people to create this movie. Their idea of big budget film is in ridiculous needle drops and unserious moments mixed in between what's supposed to be dramatic moments. Mm-hmm. Like everything just feels manufactured, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's so many points in this. Like, again, I haven't really read the book, but I did watch a bunch of videos about like kind of a lot of the motifs and themes of it. Mm-hmm. And when watching the movie, it really started dawning on me, like, especially in this opening, it's like, oh, there's a lot of just nostalgia that they're really trying to hammer home here. Like,
yeah,
all the songs they're picking is like, did you really need this song? Or is it just like, hey, remember the 90s? Here's a song you might remember.
Yeah,
hey,
I was gonna keep that for the audio visual section, but we can bring it up. We can bring it up now. But yeah, I was gonna say sure. Like the again, like the Don't Stop Believing and
oh my god, don't even get me started on that.
And then the
yeah. One of my favorite. I saw someone, I forget who it was. It might have been on Letterboxd or it might have been the review by David Ehrlich on IndieWire. But like he was saying how there are multiple times in this movie where Chris Pratt's character Keats breaks the law, and they score it with either Breaking the Law by Judas Priest or like a different law song by someone else. And it's like, okay, come on, what are we doing? It's like Chris Pratt steals an item and it's just in the background here, breaking the law. It's like, guys, come on. Are we really hitting the hammer on the nail on the head with this one too much?
Well, it reminds me of, I don't know, I think it was Netflix too, where they were saying how in meetings, we need to do something, but also vocalize what we're doing because we need to start making movies and shows for people who are not really watching.
Yes.
So
who are on their phones, right?
Exactly. Who are doing like chores. So it wouldn't surprise me if they were like, hey, we got to have like a audio cue as well to remind people that he is doing something illegal.
Mm-hmm. Now, I actually got to ask you this because I wrote this down a little bit further down, but it's only because I remembered it. Do you guys have the paid version of Netflix, like the ad-supported version?
Yeah.
Okay. When you put this on, did it also run a Mr. Peanut sponsorship?
Yep.
Prior to the film?
Yep.
I didn't get one.
Yep.
And it had Mr. Peanut, the robot?
Yep. Yep. Mr. Peanut sponsored... Planters sponsored this film and used Mr. Peanut in an ad prior to the film playing, and then featured Mr. Peanut prominently. I was like, how much product placement are we really going to do here?
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing.
Is this really how this is going to go?
Well, again, that's another thing about, like, the book is it's very big in, like, the consumerism, like, really being a downfall. And then I feel like the movies kind of touches on it, not really in a very deep way. And in a different sense, it's just, like, throwing all these, like, products in your face. Like, there's kind of like a Panda Express ad halfway through.
Yeah, right.
It's like
it's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, it feels everything is just big, generic blockbuster. Like, the Russos saw parts that worked for maybe Endgame Infinity War type of thing and said, we can do that again. Mm-hmm. And they took those very generic parts of it and threw it into this movie, but didn't do anything else.
Yeah. I mean, even kind of getting more back to this opening, like, I just this character arc of Michelle, her and her brother, I hate these like childhood or like even teenager tropes of the genius kid and also like this rebellious kid, because there's never any nuance to them at all. It's like, okay, she runs away from all of her foster homes. She doesn't like authority. What else?
Yeah, and they don't even try through the movie to really have her like grow in any meaningful way.
No.
Like, assumedly she's this rebellious teen because her family died, which that sucks, but she's got no nuance to it. There's no like, she's not like struggling mentally, like they don't dive into that part of it. She's just like, oh, her family died and now she's angsty teen.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That just stays that way. There's no change. It's brutal. Let's see. What else do we got here for the beginning?
I feel like
nothing for me. I was gonna say you're good.
No, I was just gonna say I feel like too, especially as they're about to start like their real adventure. I found it kind of fascinating how, I don't know if you guys could make the parallel to it too. Kind of like the comparison of like the people using like these AR helmets. They honest to God look like people who are like struggling with like drug addiction, just like slumped on the streets, like motionless.
Yeah.
I feel like, again, that's just something that really didn't get delved into.
Right. They introduce these interesting ideas of like, oh, the world has basically been taken over by, technology. But then they just don't go anywhere with it. It's just like, they just show a bunch of guys laying in the streets.
Yeah, but they have their
with,
AR helmets,
with helmets
on. Or AI helmets on, so it's fine.
When you look at the visual novel too, there's so much more that you can glean from the images that that Stalinhog presented. Like, there's one image that sticks very firmly in my mind, and it is an image. I might be able to pull it up. It is an image of Michelle and the robot walking through like one of the desolate landscapes, and it's pretty desolate. And next to like in there, it on the side of the image is a parked car with the doors open and two people laying down next to the car in like a dirt bank with headsets on, and it's like so dystopian. And it's like, holy shit, you feel so much more out of that than you see in any of those images from the movie.
Because I feel like the movie didn't want to get that dark with it, I feel. Like, it's...
Yeah, I think that's exactly correct.
Maybe because they had, like... They were told, like, hey, this has to be more marketable. We want, like, anyone to be able to watch it. So, don't make them, like, just corpses, like, lying on the street. Like, at least make them look alive.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel. I'm trying to find this image. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it again, but I'll show you guys maybe after the pod.
Yeah.
But it's like burned into my memory. It was like haunting how it was. Oh, maybe this is where it is. Aha, here it is. Found it. This one. I mean,
yeah.
This is just like, that's terrifying. That is a terrifying image that like it just sticks in your brain. But anyways, people can't see that, so this is a
well.
This is an audio product. Anyways, all right, let's move on to the next section. Does anyone else have anything else for this opener?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Along the way, Michelle and Cosmo encounter Keats, played by Chris Pratt, a former soldier with a complex past, and Herman, his sentient robot. Together, they navigate the remnants of society, facing challenges posed by rogue robots and the remnants of war. Their journey leads them to uncover the dark truth about Censor, I already said that. It is revealed that Christopher, a child prodigy, was kidnapped by Skate, who fakes his death. Skate exploited Christopher's exceptional intellect by integrating his consciousness into Center's Neurocaster technology, which is the headsets they all wear, which allows humans to upload their minds into drone robots. This technology was instrumental in giving humans an advantage during the war against robots.
All right. I gotta ask, how'd you feel about Chris Pratt's wig?
Of the $320 million budget, they probably spent $5 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have spent a little bit more on that wig, man.
And the mustache.
Oh my god, I was like, ew.
Little
That one was
handlebar.
free. He grew that himself.
Yikes. But like, I also, all right. One of the things that really drove me crazy about this movie, is Giancarlo Esposito's character, his like robot hunter guy, Butcher of Schenectady, which is a fucking weird ass name.
It starts so cool. Butcher of Schenectady. It just tails off.
Is this guy the greatest living hunter I've ever seen in anything? No clues whatsoever. This guy perfectly follows exactly where these guys are at all times.
Yeah.
Like they steal this car, which, you know, whatever. And then the car gets a flat and they realize, oh, well, we need to meet this dude, you know, Chris Pratt's character, because he knows how to get into the EX or whatever the fuck it's called. The extraction area, yeah. And so they take his mailing address off of one of the boxes and go to the mailing address. And the mailing address isn't at the home.
It's a
or at
P.O.
their
box.
bunker. It's a P.O. box at a random place. So they meet the guy there, and then they hitch a ride on his truck to go to the home. God knows where. But then Giancarlo Esposito just shows up at the bunker. Like, yeah, I knew exactly where to go.
Yep.
He's just there. It's like, what? and it's very clearly showed that he figured out where they had gone from the car because of the torn off label on the box, on the shipping box. So he's like, oh, I know that they went to this P.O. box. I got to go there. But then how does he get... It's just like, this man is the greatest hunter and tracker ever.
I don't think this movie's well written.
Yeah, that was like really clear to me from that point. I was like, wow, they really just didn't care.
Yeah. I mean, how do you guys feel about like the drones themselves, like just with the little TV screen of the person's face?
It looked weird. It looked really weird. I'm not going to lie.
I thought it looked really dumb. Especially, first off, Coleman Domingo, what are you doing in this movie, man?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm glad it was only a bit part.
Just a little cameo, but what are you doing, dude?
I honestly, you know what it reminded me of? And I hate to say it. Did you guys see Quantumania?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking MODOK. It reminded me of MODOK.
A little bit.
Yeah. Those little screen faces, they reminded me of what MODOK looked like. And now, not in a good way. Not in a good way.
Yeah, because it's...
And then the AI like hub, the thing that the humans put over their head, remind me of like WALL-E. You know how they were like in front of the screen the entire time.
100%.
Like those were kind of cool.
But WALL-E does it better. Yeah. WALL-E does it so much better.
I will say, I feel I've also should have asked you guys, how do you guys feel about like the robot designs too, and like just how the movie looked visually with the robots?
I liked it.
I didn't mind it at all.
I think it felt real. Mm-hmm. You know, especially like Herm and Cosmo. they felt like they were actually in the scenes, which, you know, we've been ragging on this movie a bit. There's actually a real testament to the visual effects that they pulled off on this movie. It looks genuine, and the robots especially feel like they actually are living in the scene, which is pretty impressive. I won't lie.
Yeah, I think I like them better when they're more like static. Like when they were doing like more establishing shots and you just see like the corpses of like the giant robots.
Those were
were awesome. That I liked a lot.
We needed more of that. And that's really what the graphic novel showed a lot of. I mean, the whole idea, the stories themselves of the graphic novel and this movie are totally different. But those landscapes, when they dive into that landscape, those establishing shots and those landscapes of like just war-torn US with giant decaying robots, that's incredible. And I needed to see more of that.
Yeah, I feel like it should have committed more to like that whole is like it's more desolate. But maybe I don't know, maybe in their version it's like, no, we've recovered a bit more. And
yeah, I just feel like if you really play into the dystopian, like post-apocalyptic, I mean, they play this war up in the movie to be like this was an end-all be-all war. Like robots would have won and taken over the world.
Yeah, it was an extinction level event.
Yeah, you would think that this world would be completely war-torn, but it feels like outside of just a couple, like that memorial place. It's just like everything was just like, yeah, okay, this is just like normal suburbs, normal whatever.
Like society shouldn't have just been back to normal.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, like when they at the end of the movie when they were doing all the pans of all the countries, like it was like just regular, you know, Paris and like,
yeah,
that is like they were having normal school.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, which that kind of confused me too.
Yeah. It is one of the major deviations from the graphic novel that this movie takes, is that like the graphic novel is very much war-torn dystopia. This place is ruined. And this is just kind of like, yeah, there was a war, but we're good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, again, I just think they didn't want to go that dark.
Yeah.
Which it makes it weirder for decisions they make later. That they chose to go dark some places, but not others.
Yes. And I actually have a reason, part or like sort of an explanation that I wrote down.
Go for it.
So because I think to what you're saying is really, it just feels lifeless. Like it feels like they really didn't want to dive in too deep. So the reason it feels so lifeless is because it tries to play some really heavy and interesting themes like we've been talking about, this desolation level, extinction level war, and robot, independence, and some really interesting themes. But it plays that with childish generic humor and plot. Every scene has a bit, every scene has a zinger, it has a one-liner, it has something to kind of like take you out of the depressive, dark, desolate state that kind of the plot wants to play in, and it feels like it was meant to like pull you out from being on your phone, like we talked about. And those moments are blended with attempted sincerity and dramatic moments that don't fit. It's like every time there's a dramatic moment, it's like, oh, but Chris Pratt's got a one-liner to break the mood. And it's like they don't allow
Mr. Peanut's got a one.
Yeah, right. They don't allow like a movie like Blade Runner, which I ended up comparing this a lot to, in the fact that it is dystopian kind of future where there's robots that are being, that have a bad relationship with humans. That's, kind of the comparison I was making, but like Blade Runner sits in that, and they're not trying to have a bit every 20 seconds. And they really allow you to feel like this is, things are bad and things are very things are very real and hard, and people are dealing with real issues. And this movie doesn't want to commit to that. It wants to commit to, this is, I have to be able to appeal to parents, but also I have to be able to appeal to teenagers and also appeal to their 6-year-olds who are going to look at this and say, yeah, I like Stranger Things.
Yeah, look at the fun little robots.
Yeah, look at Mr. Peanut. That's really funny. You know,
Yeah, I want Cosmo now.
like if they had committed, and if Mr. Peanut had been like half like decaying and really kind of a depressive, oppressive leader of these robots, of like, we need to make sure we stay safe because our time is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would have been awesome, but they don't.
So like in my head too, I feel like, especially seeing like stills from the novel, it's like this should have been a mix of the town, or not the town, the road, and Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, take that post-apocalyptic dystopian journey mixed with like this robot inner conflict.
Mm-hmm. They just,
but again, it's like you take what you end up with is like a very paint by numbers kind of like adventure journey, like buddy comedy, I guess. And it's just like, it just doesn't impact anything deeper than like a very shallow level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then when you do get like scenes that are supposed to be intense, like even the fight scenes, like all of the robots are so goofy. Like, it doesn't prove to me anything about like how the robots were actually almost on the verge of exterminating humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just were so goofy, and it was like definitely made to play into like a child's like, look at Mr. Peanut, you know, and that's it.
Yeah. Because like in this section, it's like, okay, they're finding this doctor who was there when Michelle wakes up, who told her that her brother died. And he's the one who actually was like testing on Chris, who realized that, and this is Ki Hui Kwan.
Mm-hmm.
And like they have this whole fight with drones, and when they come back, like they lose this fight, them and the robots. When they come back, their little hideout is bombed, essentially. Yeah. Like, it's supposed to be a very dark moment. Like, all these robots that we were supposed to kind of like get acquainted with are like dead, and there's just no emotional connection.
Not a one. And then all of those robots end up actually being okay for the final fight scene.
Exactly.
All right. I also have one more comment here, because like we've talked about like the lack of nuance. There's nothing here. There's no nuance, especially in that their message essentially boils down to go robots. They're all good. Don't worry. And like, that's not the message that was presented at the beginning of the movie, where they talked about this war that robots almost, you know, eliminated humanity and they had to fight for their lives. But then the whole rest of the movie is like, yeah, go robots. They were fine. They did nothing wrong. You're supposed to like...
But the thing is, too, the robots the entire time are saying, like, we're not alive. Like,
yeah.
They have that... There's like a scene where it's like, I think it was with Giancarlo Esposito. It's like, I'll kill you right now. And he's like, you can't kill me. I was never alive to start with.
Yeah. And it's like, well...
It's like, what are you trying to say, movie?
Yeah, what is going on here?
Like, I don't think they knew what messages they wanted to really get at.
I mean, it gets...
Because at the end... I'll save it for the end, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, it gets really muddied because, like, the story that they created was big war with robots, which is, like, allegory for our relationship with how our technology and technological advancements are continuing to grow at a very rapid pace, which is very interesting. So the movie starts with, okay, we won the war against the robots through the use of technology. And so we have like basically split our society, and robots are bad and we need to send the robots away. But don't worry about this new technology that we've invented that uses robots, because those aren't real robots. These are not alive robots. So we'll use this technology. But then the robots have an independence and say, well, no, we're okay. We're good robots. And so they rise up and have like gain their independence. But then society is like, well, we already were okay with technology. We just weren't okay with your technology. But like, it's just all very confusing, because like the message at the end is not saying like, okay, we need to learn how to use, like, humans and robots need to learn how to live together because they were already living together. but in a different way. So then the message ends up becoming like, well, no, we just need to go back to the way, but the way things were before. It just continues to go in a circle of like very confusing. It just has no message. Anyways, anything else for this section that we want to talk about, that we want to touch on? Sam, anything from you?
No, that's pretty much summed it up.
Okay, cool. Let's go to the last section here.
Okay. Determined to rescue her brother, Michelle infiltrates Center's headquarters with the help of Keats and Cosmo. She discovers Christopher in a comatose state, his consciousness trapped within the Neurocaster system. In a poignant reunion within the virtual realm, Christopher expresses his desire to be freed from his exploited existence. Respecting his wishes, Michelle disconnects him, resulting in his physical death. Christopher's death triggers the shutdown of Center's drone operation, effectively dismantling Skate's control and ending the exploitation of Neurocaster's technology. In the aftermath, Skate is arrested and the world begins to rebuild from the devastation wrought by the war and corporate greed. So that was the dark part I was talking about. And I put it in my notes a lot throughout. Like when they brought up like, oh, Chris's like consciousness is being used for Neurocaster, I kept writing down, they better not be able to save Chris. Like, because he is basically being used as a human computer. Like, this movie, they have to be able to make the mature, as filmmakers, have to be able to make the mature choice and say, no, there's no way we can just have a happy ending for everyone. Like, we need to have, like, we have to put our foot down and have, like, a mature point here. And I'm glad that they at least did that. But it makes everything else where, like, they don't commit to this darker tone weird.
Yeah, right. And then, of course, at the end, they can't fully commit. They can't fully commit to it. They can't.
It's the Chewbacca is like dead for like 5 seconds.
5 seconds, yeah.
And then it's like, oh wait, no, don't worry, guys. He was on a different ship.
I saw that coming too.
Oh, for sure.
I'm like,
oh yeah,
they're gonna like kill him off and then be like, oh, actually, the robot's gonna still be alive.
There's some consciousness left.
I saw that coming from a mile away.
Hey guys, you're not getting a sequel.
No. The Electric State 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Literally.
Two Electric 2 State.
Oh, God. Oh, man. This is what I mean, too, by the way, the message was so muddy. Like, even in your summary, they're like, the message at the end is corporations bad. But also, they're like, all of the robots in the movie are mascots for corporations.
Exactly.
They're like, this corporation, bad. These corporations,
this message
good.
brought to you by UPS.
And Planters.
Mr. Peanut.
And Major League Baseball. Corporations, those ones are okay. This one, not so good. It's like there's no message there. There's nothing.
And Tacos playing Journey.
Oh my God.
Again, but this nostalgia baiting is just not working.
No.
I actually didn't really. I like that taco character.
That it was funny, but then he gets
especially when he
just.
I was gonna say he just starts playing songs and he just gets blown up. I did like that part, to be honest.
That's what I mean by like. It's just the robots are just way too goofy to ever feel like a threat to humanity that they were. It's like when you got a robot sitting there playing piano in the middle of a fight and that's the only thing he can do. It's like, what are we doing, guys?
Yeah. And this final fight, because like the robots, they're all fighting these drones while Michelle like breaks into the facility. Really just makes you realize how ugly these drones are. When you just see everyone's stupid little face on a drone.
Oh my God.
And
it would have been cooler if it was like if it just wasn't they just didn't have the faces. Like
no,
it was just like a big red light or something.
Oh yeah, dude. If it was like the Star Wars drones.
But Netflix probably came in and said, we got to make sure everyone knows who exactly is each person.
Yeah, how else are you supposed to know that that's Coleman
How
Domingo? We're paying
how
him
else
to
would-
be here.
Yeah, right. It's like, how else are you? We're not doing a Star Wars where everyone is just under a mask.
Yeah.
You have to know that this one is Giancarlo Esposito and this one is Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, and Giancarlo Esposito really phoned it in for this ending.
Oh my god.
He just literally, he was just like, "Hey, Mr. Peanut, skates on the 4th floor," and then just takes his helmet off.
Yeah. And like I love to like I could have done that job of like, all right.
Like he was
That's
really
it.
he was really pointless in the end. He was just this expert hunter who tracked them across the entire country with no other information. He does it again too. He tracks them first to the Chris Pratt's lair and then perfectly tracks them with no information directly to the mall and then directly to the hideout from that Ki Wei Kwan's character is like no other information other than I'm just gonna follow them. I got a hunch.
Like days behind.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's like, I don't know. No one knows where this place is. It's completely hidden except for Giancarlo Esposito, who apparently has a photographic memory of the entire continental United States. Drives me nuts.
At least just say like, oh, he's tracking like the electricity or something. Just something.
Something, yeah. But they know that no one's gonna care about that. They know that
Except for 3 guys with a podcast.
Yeah.
except for anyone who
Shitty-ass
actually enjoys
podcast.
movies. I know. Oh, this movie makes me so mad. this movie makes me so mad.
I can't believe it cost $320 million.
I know.
It's like, where's that money going?
I actually had it in my notes. Like I said I will say the visual effects look good, but how is it worth $320 million? Like, where did that money go to? Honestly, I want to know where that money went.
Maybe to the actors. I mean,
it's a
Chris
pretty
Pratt
stacked
wasn't.
cast.
I was gonna say Chris Pratt probably wasn't cheap. Stanley Tucci wasn't cheap.
I mean, but like,
There's a movie that literally came out like The Creator is
that's another movie that I kept thinking about this.
Oh,
when I
yep,
was
yep,
watching
yep.
this. I was
it's
like, how
worlds
is-
better than this movie, and it was made for a fraction of the budget.
And with a $10,000 camera.
Yeah. So The Creator 2023 had a budget of $80 million, which is not cheap, but it's like pales in comparison to $320 million.
And it was such a good movie too.
Like much better received, and like looks amazing. The visual effects are stunning. Like you could do all of that. Like it has to be that they just spent all of that money on getting a cast and thought cast equals budget
And
equals win.
viewership.
Yeah, if you see that Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt are in this movie, you're gonna watch, and so they paid them $1 billion.
It's like we have all the Stranger Things fans and all the Marvel fans coming together.
And Chris Pratt is really doing Star-Lord in this movie pretty hard.
I have it in my notes too. At what point do we start saying that Chris Pratt's got like 2 or 3 characters he's just cycling through?
I feel like Chris Pratt has the ability to act, but he's taking roles where he's being asked specifically to just do Star-Lord.
Well, it's like, yeah, his voice acting, that's a whole nother beast. But it's like he's either soldier guy or soldier guy with quips.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. Do you like him in Jurassic World or no?
It's fine.
I haven't seen Jurassic World, to be honest.
But he's basically soldier guy with quips.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's in kind of the same boat as Chris Pratt or Chris Evans a little bit. Where it's like he has potential. Like I enjoyed him in Moneyball. I thought he was good in Moneyball.
Yeah, I think I feel like it's a good comparison, like pre and post Marvel.
Oh, for sure.
Especially like
I mean, The
him,
Magnificent Seven is good.
him like it's not a movie, but him in Parks and Rec he was awesome as Andy.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yep.
But now he's
Yep.
now it's like
Now
hey,
he's
if we got like I'm trying to think who's like we're making the next Pokemon movie. He's gonna voice Charizard.
Although he does have some interesting films coming up. Mercy, which is a science fiction thriller directed by Timur Bekmambetov. Sure, I don't know who that is. Starring Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson. And then Way of the Warrior Kid, which well, never mind. We got
Soldier.
Chris Pratt as
Soldier.
Uncle Jake, a Navy SEAL who is Sarah's younger brother. Oh man. All right. Anyways, let's finish this out and go to our scores. Unless anyone has anything else to say about this movie.
I'm good.
All right. So we'll start off with the acting score. Sam, why don't you kick us off with the acting score?
All right. I personally didn't really mind the acting. I think the writing. I think they did the best they did with the writing. I know I read that review about Millie Bobby Brown. I personally didn't think that she did a bad job. Chris Pratt was. I think he could have done better. But I did like the acting from like Stanley Tucci and the voice acting for the robots also. But again, I think the writing really hurt that. But I'm still gonna get it a solid score of a 3 out of 5 for the acting.
Yeah, it's not bad. Connor, what about you?
I'm lower on the acting. I thought the voice acting for the robots was probably the better of the two groups, I would say. I liked Anthony Mackie as Herman, and I mean Brian Cox as the baseball manager robot. He was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I didn't really like Millie Bobby Brown in this. Didn't like her brother. Didn't really like Chris Pratt. I mean, I like Stanley Tucci in like a lot of things, specifically like Conclave and can't think of anything else.
Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, but it's just like I don't know. You make a great point, like, and we've said a lot. Like a lot of times, it is just bad writing is not going to do them a lot of favors. But again, with the main cast, I feel like they're just in these buckets, and they just don't provide much else beyond their little bucket. So I gave it a 2 out of 5.
I'm gonna split the difference because I gave it a 2.5 out of 5, and specifically because like I don't think anyone did particularly bad. I was not, I was fine with all the performances, but I also really don't think that anyone was asked to really stretch beyond their comfort zone in any way, shape, or form. It just felt like very by the books. Everyone was just asked to kind of play this one sort of thing, and that's it through the whole movie. And everyone can do that, on a fairly successful level. And I think there's a lot of talent in the cast, but it's just, they're just asked to basically do the baseline and continue that through the whole film. So I wasn't like offended by anything. I also wasn't impressed by anything. So 2.5 straight. Next, we've got the story/script. Connor, what is your score for that?
Yikes. Man, I did not enjoy this at all.
Yeah.
I thought there was one of the most frustrating things for me is when movies will open the door on really interesting concepts and then just never step foot through them. And this is a really good example of a movie that does that. Again, I feel like Netflix really tried to rein in how the tone of the movie, how dark it could get, how dystopian they could really get. So I mean, I'm not gonna shit all over the actual writers, but even in that, with those limitations, I still just don't think it was well written. Again, they didn't challenge their actors that much, and the pacing really just. There's so many times like I had to just take a break because I'm like, there's nothing happening for such long stretches, and there's still an hour left in movie.
Mm-hmm.
I just was not that invested, so I gave it a half out of 5.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm scathing.
All right. Well, I gave it a 1 out of 5. I think that there are some really interesting concepts here, but the execution is piss poor. It's like, to your point, it's made so that they don't want to dive too heavy into the actual like dark depressive themes. They just want to make like a family like excursion that is, you know, safe and not too serious. And the dialogue, the writing, it all kind of represents that. The story, it's just like everything is either there's no serious moment that can be left untouched by a quick joke or a one-liner. Like it's just sad. And it's sad because the concept is so incredibly cool. And it makes me wonder, like, what would you get if you had a guy like Denis Villeneuve or like a Steven Spielberg, Gareth Edwards even. If you have someone like that
Alex
touch
Garland,
this movie,
maybe.
Oh my god, a Garland version of this movie is incredible. But like a Russo Bros level version of this movie is just bad. So, 1 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Aaron. I gotta give it a 1 out of 5 also. I think the world building was impressive. But again, like none of the jokes hit for me, and there was too many for this kind of movie, right? So we talked about how this should have been a more depressing movie, and how a lot of the choices that they made was just not the right place or the right time. So, yeah, I give it a 1 out of 5.
All right, and then that's going to bring us to our audio-visual score. I will kick this one off. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I thought, actually, the visuals were pretty solid. The audio, you know, whatever. The needle drops were pretty bad, and that brings the score down quite a bit. But, like, when you look at this movie, they do a really good job with the visual effects. Which is, like, the one thing you could say about this film that really stands out. Like I said before, the robots feel like actually present in the scenes that they're in, and it is impressive work. But that impressive work is brought down by like every 90s needle drop you could ever have in a movie. It's pretty rough, including I think there's a drop of Wonderwall somewhere in the movie, and Wonderwall wasn't released until 1995, and this movie takes place in 1994. So you know. They just really don't give a shit. It just gotta be like nostalgia bait. So 3 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I also give it a 3 out of 5. Same reasons as you. Visually, I did like the design of the robots, and how each robot had like their different personality and stuff. However, again, the audio, I was gonna give this section a 3.5, but then the audio brings it down to a 3 for me. So, with all the songs and stereotypical quips. So
yeah.
Charge.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm lower. I gave it a 2.5.
Oh gosh.
No, not that bad.
Okay.
2.5. I thought when they did like more establishing shots to show like the decaying robots, I thought those shots were incredible, especially because of how like it's obviously inspired by the novel. When the robots were more in motion, I wasn't the biggest fan, but I thought it was for the most part like decent. And you guys have been saying it. I don't want to keep echoing it, but yeah, the needle drops just did not work.
So all right,
yeah,
well,
2.5.
That is going to bring us to our final score of the review, which is our overall enjoyment score. So, Sam, what is your final score for this film?
So if you've listened to this podcast, you know I am a huge sci-fi fan.
Yes.
So I knew going into this movie, I knew it wasn't going to be great because I've heard of reviews and stuff like that. So I didn't really go in with a super high expectation. I mean, I think the idea of something like this is great. Of like, it's been done though before, robots taking over the world and stuff like that. But I think it just wasn't executed properly. Again, I don't think the acting or the visuals were that bad. But it's not something I would go back to anytime soon. So, I give this a solid 2 out of 5.
All right. Connor, what about you? What is your score for the Electric State?
So I'm not really the sci-fi guy here. We're gonna make that. And yeah, this is just schlock to me. This is nothing worth remembering. It's not. The story is just very disappointing when like the potential it could have had in much better hands. I mean, I feel like at this point we gotta have to call a spade and call the Russo bros Marvel merchants.
Oh, they're terrible. We didn't even touch much on the Russos, but like those guys don't understand what makes a good movie. They really don't.
No, I mean you gotta hand them like an established. Just something established and let them build on that already. You can't give them something from scratch and say, hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, just, I don't know. It's really disappointing what it could have been and what we ended up getting. I don't know. I don't want to give this more than 2 thoughts. It's a 1 for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to split the difference at a 1.5. It's upsetting, really. I do love sci-fi. I think there's a good film in here. If it's just in better hands, there's more apt writers, and better directors, there's a better movie here. And it's sad because this is such a cool concept. And it just makes me wish that I had seen, it makes me want to read the book more than it does make me want to watch the movie again.
For sure.
Yeah, it's just not good. It's not anything really. It just feels like generic Hollywood blockbuster, and that's all they could do was just let's just make this a generic run of the mill. You're gonna forget about it in 3 weeks' time blockbuster that drops on streaming, and that's it. It's sad. There's so much potential here. So 1.5. So that brings our final score, our total score, to a 1.5 out of 5, which is 39th on our leaderboard here, tied with Nightmare on Elm Street, the 2000s remake. And it is bottom 5 officially, just above Red 1 and just below Captain America Brave New World. So we are on a bit of a heater on the podcast.
I want to make a note too. After watching my slate of movies, I did drop my Mickey 17 score down from a 4.5
Oh, you
to a
did?
4. It didn't change its ranking. Wow. It's still 15th, but
just a little bit lower on it, I see.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is bottom 5, and that feels appropriate for the films. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this review. If you like what you listen to, leave a rating, subscribe, follow us on your favorite podcast platform, and tell your friends about it. Really helps us out. Lets us know we're doing a good job. And you can follow us on socials. Those will be linked in the show notes below. We're kind of everywhere. And then also go to our website, firstpicturehouse.com, to see new reviews and from our whole staff, and all kinds of great content coming daily. Connor just wrote a really good piece about the recent Warner Brothers leadership rumors and what that means. So go and check that out. And yeah, you can follow us on Letterboxd as well. And yeah, you'll be able to see us see what we do on there, and see what we're watching when we're watching. All right, we've got movies to pick, random movies to generate to finish off this episode. I have a new generator, so I'm going to try this one out because I was testing it earlier and it was actually giving movies that we know.
Sweet.
So, Sam, give me a decade, genre.
Give me any 70s movie.
Any 70s movie. I fucking love that. All right. Your pick. Oh, baby. It's The Godfather.
Oh.
Unless you want one you haven't seen before.
That is one I haven't seen before.
Oh, okay. So you're watching The Godfather.
I wasn't the last one to see it.
No.
Let's go.
All right. Connor, what do you want?
I'll do 80s, any genre.
Any genre, 80s. All right. You have Spaceballs.
Speaking of, you're doing like Connor loves sci-fi.
Yeah, man. Hey, you wanted any 80s. I will give you if you want a second spin, I'll give you a second spin.
I'll do it.
Have you seen Spaceballs?
We've had this conversation before. I've tried to watch it with you, and I walked out.
Well, then let me give you a new one.
No. I'm gonna watch it.
All right.
I was gonna say we just might not be happy with his rating after he watches it.
Right.
If you remember, that was on my top 25.
Yeah, I think also too when you tried to watch it, you hadn't seen any Star Wars movies, so it was also kind of like you were watching a parody of Star Wars without having seen or know anything about Star Wars.
My only frame of reference was like Family Guy.
Oh God,
Star Wars
episodes. No. Oh man. All right. Well, I'm gonna do any 70s as well. And I have the movie Injustice for All. I don't know it, so I will definitely be giving that a watch. It looks like Al Pacino though. So that's gonna do it for this episode, and we will see you next time.
Peace.